Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. Some big news. Big news out of India. They may be going all in with Bitcoin. That's right. Following the footsteps of El Salvador, seems like there's a lot of countries that's really serious about Bitcoin now, looking at it as a new asset, as an investment, as a currency, as a way to get people involved with with monetary energy, as as Michael Saylor puts it. It's very exciting. Let's talk about this because we know India has been on off with Bitcoin, but it seems like they're turning the corner once again because of our friends at El Salvador. So let's talk about it and other things that's going on. I have some special announcements today. Today's gonna be a big show, guys. Big show. So thanks for tuning in. As always, smash a like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. All right, guys, let's do this. Lively crowd, like I said. Big announcements. Big announcements. I'm going to share with you guys right off the bat. Let me change my screen here. All right. So Bitcoin right now is at 37,000, I know. But let me share with you guys a few things. Now, I tweeted this and I put it on Facebook as a post. But if you guys don't know, I've been revamping and updating CryptosRUs.com, which has existed for years, just didn't do anything with it. But now I've hired 2 writers dedicated to pushing out great articles for you guys. So in case you guys want to read, you don't have time for my videos, check these out, and plus you can learn more about altcoins too. So not only do I have my stream, this is delayed a little bit, but we have a features section on here, and this is about layer 2 solutions for Ethereum and what Vitalik prefers. We have cryptocurrency news, of course, one about El Salvador yesterday and one today about Bitcoin FUD, and this is a good article, and there's another one that's coming. Not only that, you have a whole slew of altcoin articles. VeChain, very popular. Ripple, Binance Coin, Polkadot, Cardano, Ethereum. You can learn more about George Coin as well, but all the articles are here non-stop, right? So every day there's going to be 2 new articles for now. So in case you're not aware, check it out, CryptosRUs.com. There's going to be a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff coming. All right, that's number 1. Number 2 is this. I've been teasing this for quite some time, and this is pinned to my Twitter. So if you're already subscribed or you're already following me, you've probably seen this. This is pinned. Okay, so this is a big giveaway that I'm doing. The only thing that you really need to do is spend some time to click, and basically you're checking out all my social media platforms and stuff like that, right? But I'm giving away 5 ETH at the end of the year, plus nulls contributed 4,000 nulls, right? Very easy contest. So I decided to up it because I know you guys love it. We got 500,000, over 500,000 entries, and there's only 200 days left. 200 days left. So you got a lot of entries. I decided to add another one. Okay, the video secret code is the one that I've been showing you guys, and most of you guys got it. Some of you guys did not. So I'm going to show that video again at the end of this stream to give you guys a hint. But I've added another one that's even more fantastic, and this is a 6-month secret code with plus 200 entries. This is the one that's going to be very hard to get. It's a 6-digit code, and there's no rhyme or reason for it. It does not stand for anything. You cannot guess what that is. The only way you go get this is by tuning in. Every month, I'm going to give out one digit, and I'm going to give out randomly. I'm not going to pre-announce it, so you will have to watch to get all 6-digit codes, right? And if you get all 6-digit, you enter it, you get plus 200 entries, and you won't get the entire thing until December. So starting from today, June, and then July, and it keeps going every single month. There will be 1 digit that I will release. So I'm going to force you guys. I'm going to force you guys to watch, right? But that is something else I've decided to add. And I'm still trying to add more things to this giveaway as time goes on. But 200 entries. 200 entries. All right, so those are two things I want to announce right away. All right, now going back to Bitcoin. So where are we at right now? We're at around 37,000. We haven't pumped up back to 42,000 yet. And of course, you know, we had really good news from El Salvador yesterday, but then we had bad news from Senator Elizabeth Warren. Where was that tweet? Yeah, this one. I even had a video yesterday about it, right? Basically, again, she's bringing up environmental concerns about Bitcoin, causing a big fuss, and I responded. I think all this FUD that we're hearing about, you know, this is not a coincidence. It's all timed. If you guys didn't watch my video yesterday, you should do so. Try to connect the dots, you know, in terms of why BlackRock is doing what they're doing, and things are being leaked out in terms of them like buying out all the houses and real estate, and basically they want control, right? So I don't know if Elizabeth Warren is tied into someone or some entity or the U.S. government or whatever that is causing her to do this. But, you know, the timing of this is just really particular after Elon, after China, after IRS, after, you know, all this comes out right now, right? So unfortunately, we still have some FUD in the air, but you know what? We're going to get through it. I don't think anyone anticipated this El Salvador move. That was a pretty big thing that kind of drove us up from our recent low of what, 31,000, right? But right now, I removed that big pennant that we're in. Yes, we did drop, but we came right back up. So overall, we're just looking like we're hovering between 43 and 31 right now, right? So we'll see what happens. Tomorrow's Friday. We got this weekend. Is something big going to happen? Can we have a huge short squeeze? Because someone made mention of this. If you look at Bitfinex, the shorts went up enormously, right? So does that mean that the whales are preparing for one big dump, or are they going to get short squeeze? If we have more good news that's coming out, or the bulls just decide to take over. Remember, Michael Saylor still has his $500 million buy that's coming up. Maybe we could see a short squeeze, one that we haven't seen very much of recently, and maybe we could see Bitcoin shoot right back up beyond 43,000, right? So we'll see. On the technical side, Marcel says bullish divergence on a daily time frame. You have to exclude the tails of the candles, just use the bodies. Okay, good to know. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Do we get that bullish divergence and push Bitcoin higher? Do we get Michael Saylor to push things higher? Maybe he's listening and he'll just buy it on Coinbase and drive things higher, right? Or are we going to see more downside? Well, right now, we know that Bitcoin's kind of hovering. Right? We just have to wait and see. We don't really know what's going on, but the strategy is the same. You take advantage of the dips when you can, and you hodl. That's it. Take advantage, dollar cost average, and you hodl, right? And we will get past this. But today, we do have some very promising news. Of course, I'm talking about India. So it has been reported that they are now in favor of embracing Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, when before they were looking at really shutting it down. They were really afraid of what it may do, which is, you know, I heard Michael Saylor yesterday. He did a interview with Hannity, and he started it brilliantly and said that people came to the U.S. for two things: property and freedom. And that's what Bitcoin provides, right? And I think with some countries and some leadership and dictators, they're afraid of that. They don't want to give you property or freedom, right? But that's what Bitcoin really gives you. It's brilliant if you think about it that way, right? You own it. No one could take it away from you, right? Especially if you remember your seed phrase or your recovery key, then no one could take that away from you. And it gives you freedom from the tyranny of the feds, the central banks, you know, all the shenanigans of centralized finance. That's what Bitcoin is giving you. It's making you your own bank. And now some countries are recognizing that. Some recognizing that whatever they have just doesn't work, or it failed. We need to embrace something that's better. We need to embrace something that does give people freedom and property, right? So India seems to be changing their tune. So according to this, there is like a monsoon season that's starting in July, and inside sources claim that Parliament will debate a comprehensive crypto regulatory bill during this season. An expert panel created by the finance industry is reportedly studying protocols for crypto regulation, and its finding could form part of the parliamentary deliberations next month. We could definitely say that the new committee, which is working on cryptocurrency, is very optimistic on cryptocurrency regulation and legislation. So this could definitely be a big thing. Let's not forget, India has over 1 billion people. As El Salvador, I believe their population was like 6.3 million, right? Which is a start. But man, if you get India, I don't know if they're going to fully embrace and make Bitcoin legal tender, right? This is just really opening up. You know, we've heard of exchanges having problems in India because the banks don't want to deal with them, although the central bank says you have to. You know, the Supreme Court ruled that you can't ban crypto from having banking services, right? But there's still a lot of that going on. But if the entire country really opens up and says, hey, we're going to embrace it. Not only are we going to embrace it, we really want our citizens to get involved. That would be terrific. That would be fantastic, right? So El Salvador, of course, is really leading the way right now. And it's very positive, and never happened before in history. Now, I did see something about this. China's Qihua province instructs Bitcoin mining operations to shut down. So we've been hearing rumors about China getting more strict, trying to reduce their carbon footprint and shutting down Bitcoin miners. But here's the thing. This is seen, I think, by many people seen as this is bad. No, this is good. This is good. Remember, there's still naysayers that say, well, you know, and even Ripple, even Brad Garlinghouse says this all the time with his lawsuit with SEC, which doesn't even make any sense. But he's like, oh, look at Bitcoin. It's so centralized because China miners control most of the hashing power. Well, this is good then, because as China closes down provinces and these Bitcoin miners move away, guess what? They're going to first of all, move out of China. And second of all, they're probably going to take advantage of like offers like this, or services like this, or volcanoes like this, I should say, from El Salvador, which is looking at utilizing geothermic energy from the earth, which is 100% renewable with zero emissions, zero carbon footprint, right? So these miners are being forced to utilize and look at renewable energy like this. And same thing with Greenland, or Iceland, I think. Iceland or Greenland, they also have a lot of volcanoes too, right? So that's actually a very good thing. Maybe it takes some time for them to move completely out, but the more they move out, the more they get into renewable energy like this, then there's really nothing anyone can say anymore, right? The only FUD, I think the two FUD that's against Bitcoin right now that still exists. Number one is energy usage, okay, which there's a lot of FUD right now that's being discussed. And number two is that most of the miners are in China, which is now changing because they're coming out, right? And we have seen reports where North American miners are gaining more hash power, and you know what? Around the world too, they're starting to turn up more mining farms. So this is actually very positive, very positive. All right, what else is positive? Well, all the tech companies seems to be embracing crypto. So Google is going to reverse their crypto ads ban, and this is coming up in August. This was reported already, but I thought it's important to bring this up again, because back in 2017, when crypto was getting hot and there's all this ICOs and scams and all this stuff going on, Google, Facebook, everyone else decided to just ban ads altogether. And I think Facebook reversed their course, but I didn't know Google still had this in place. Jurgen said a super chat, only when our wish for freedom is bigger than our fear of big business and government, then crypto will triumph. Well, I would argue holders have that stance. That's why they continue to hold, regardless of what the big businesses and corporations and countries are doing. Ravi, okay, thank you. So this could signal again a reversal, right? Maybe Google is paying attention to some of these other big tech companies. For example, Apple is looking to hire someone for crypto payments with their Apple Pay. This was just last month, right? So Apple's definitely looking at something to supplement Apple Pay, right? Apple Pay is very popular, but still nowhere near the user of like PayPal or some of these other apps. And PayPal already has this, so Apple definitely adding in, right? And of course, yesterday or the day before yesterday, Amazon also decided to get in the game by saying that they're looking for a blockchain lead. Not only that, but also get into the DeFi space. So if Apple and Amazon is looking into crypto in some way, in some fashion, and keep in mind all these tech giants have billions, I take that back, not billions, hundreds of billions of cash sitting there. Hundreds of billions, okay? Not just a few billion, hundreds of billion in cash. Apple, I believe, is sitting on 400 billion of cash. Amazon and Google, last time I checked, it was like 100 to 200 billion of cash, right? So does this mean not only are they getting involved, but possibly also looking at buying Bitcoin? It would not surprise me, especially like Apple, if you're going to be offering crypto services within Apple Pay, maybe you're going to open up crypto trading or buying as well, because that's very profitable too. You know, you need to have Bitcoin and crypto on hand, right? So maybe that's going to happen. Plus, you want to preserve that wealth. You don't want that buying power to decrease, like Michael Saylor says, at 20% every year. So the big tech companies, they're all jumping into. It's a slow transition, but this is very, very positive. Again, for the entire sector. Now, there's two other things I want to talk about. Number one is this. Someone talked about this before, and I thought I would just address it. And I'm just going to give my opinion. This is not right or wrong for this. So Anthony Papiano, and you could argue Michael Saylor, and you could argue a lot of the Bitcoin maximists, you know, they refuse to believe that altcoins serve a purpose and that they can actually thrive. I don't get it. Like, I get like someone like Max Kaiser who got in early. He has a ton of Bitcoin. It seems like he just wants to protect his wealth, protect Bitcoin, right? But like someone like Anthony Papiano, like very well versed, done a lot of interviews, done a lot of debating. But even he is still on the fence and doesn't want to recognize that Ethereum and Cardano or any of these other players can survive and that DeFi can prosper and can bloom and can grow into a real competitor to the centralized banks out there, right? So he got, I guess according to this, he got some heat because he was trying to talk about how Sovereign had, you know, more TVL, total value, locked in than Uniswap V3, but that turned out to be a big mistake. They don't have 2 billion. They actually have 53 million, which is a lot less. But again, there's a lot of arguments about why can't you just do everything on Bitcoin or Bitcoin's blockchain, right? Why can't you have layer 2s or DeFi on another chain that's utilizing Bitcoin's network? I mean, you could, but that's not what it was intended for. Although I know that's a weak argument, but here's the thing. You know, why have that, you know, closed-mindedness, I guess, right? You could be 100% in Bitcoin. And trust me, I was. And I still think that Bitcoin will not be overtaken by any altcoins out there. I think Bitcoin serves its purpose as a store of value, as a hedge against inflation, and that will never change. But that doesn't mean that DeFi has to exist on Bitcoin. That doesn't mean that DeFi can't thrive on Ethereum or Cardano when it's done, or Polkadot or VeChain or Solana or any of these other chains that's getting hundreds of millions of investment dollars. And if you add them all up, even billions, including some of these ICOs. right? So I would say, there's no purpose to try to bash one to make one look good. That's the only thing. That's the thing I think about Bitcoin Maximus is like they have to like bash altcoins to support their narrative. I don't think you have to do that. It's fine if you're 100% in Bitcoin, but you don't have to bash others to make Bitcoin look good. Bitcoin doesn't need it, first of all. Bitcoin will survive no matter what. But I would say I would love to see some of these guys just like be more open-minded, especially like someone like Anthony Pompliano. I know he runs a fund, very well structured, but I don't know why he's kind of on the fence about DeFi. Interesting. Maybe he'll invite me on his podcast. Maybe we could chat about it. All right. And then lastly, I want to talk about Blockfi, which is my sponsor. In case you didn't know, you could get 9.3% APY by staking Tether in there, and 8.6% with other stablecoins and Bitcoin and other crypto. But right now, they're coming out with a new Blockfi Prime. Yeah, Blockfi Prime. That's an awesome name. That's an awesome name, by the way. But what is it? It's a trading platform for institutional investors and high net worth clients. Some of you guys probably fit that category. High net worth clients. There is a 24-hour delayed settlement, which is really weird. But this is meant for asset managers, family offices, high net worth individuals, hedge funds, private equity firms, and corporate entities. So they're basically going after, the Coinbases of the world or Geminis of the world, where they have their OTC desk and their own desk for again, these big high net worth clients. So Blockfi is getting into that space. And by the way, I want to announce that they are going to be participating in my GeorgeCon 2021. So that's very exciting. So again, if you guys are interested, stay tuned. I'm going to release more details about that in the future. But yeah, and by the way, and since I'm talking about Blockfi, I know it's a lot of shilling, but still, they also have a credit card. So if you want the world's first Bitcoin rewards credit card, yes, it's a credit card, not a debit card, not a prepaid card. World's first Bitcoin reward credit card where you can actually earn Bitcoin with every purchase. Yeah, they're also coming out with that. There's a wait list, but use my link in the description of this video for both, for credit card and for deposits. All right, I think that's pretty much it. Looking at the overall market cap of the on CMC, I should say, 1.58, a little bit lower than yesterday. What's interesting is that Bitcoin dominance went up significantly over the last few days. Now, I was mentioning, even when Bitcoin was hovering around 31, 32,000, Bitcoin dominance was still around 41%. And I was making note that, retail investors, they're not selling off nearly as much as before. In fact, some altcoins actually gained strength, which is why Bitcoin dominance was still low. But yesterday, with El Salvador's announcement, and today, we've seen Bitcoin dominance go up quite a bit to 43.5%. So what does that mean exactly? Well, it means that Bitcoin is holding much stronger than a lot of these altcoins right now. So it could be that some retail investor decided that, hey, this El Salvador news is so great, I better sell off some altcoins and put it into Bitcoin. That could be the case. So there's a lot of theories going on around how Bitcoin dominance could start going up, back up to the 70 percentile, because in 2017, this also happened. In 2017, we saw Bitcoin dominance go from 80-something percent down to 30%, 37%, before coming back up at the end of the year, back up to about 70%. So could we see the same thing now? Yes, we could see the same thing, but right now, with so many great projects out there, it's kind of hard to see that Bitcoin dominance all of a sudden just starts skyrocketing while everything else stays low. It could happen, but it just seems like right now in 2021, it's very different than 2017 when everything was still more or less speculative and unfinished. 2021, it's becoming real and used. So a little bit different, but we'll see. We'll have to monitor it. I do like looking at Bitcoin dominance a lot. That kind of shows you whether or not altcoins are holding strong or gaining strength, or they're getting weaker and Bitcoin is gaining strength. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. All right. Did I miss any super chats? Josh, I think that's Josh. DFI is based on Bitcoin network. The goal is to bring DeFi to BTC and have an option for financial world. I mean, yeah, I don't have anything wrong. I don't have anything against that. I don't have anything against that at all. I mean, if you could build a great DeFi ecosystem on top of Bitcoin's network, right, as a layer 2 solution, why not? Why not, right? But again, you don't, my point bringing up Anthony Pompliano and stuff is that you don't have to bash DeFi projects from Ethereum or Solana or Cardano to make the DeFi one on Bitcoin look better, because that's what it seems like Bitcoin maximalists do. And there's just no reason for that. It's just like, hey, whatever's better, let's just embrace it and go with it, right? You don't have to bash one to support another. That's always the thing that I have a problem with. So, yeah. Joseph, thank you for that. Cream pie? Nah, I'm not looking at that. I'm not. That just sounds so wrong in so many ways. Oh, I forgot. Before I get into Q&A, I do have a new sponsor, and this is one that, this is actually a long-term partnership, not a sponsor, but this is one that you guys will enjoy, because I know a lot of you guys value your privacy. You value the fact that you want to stay anonymous. You don't want to be tracked, right? Especially with your crypto trades and anything else that you do. So I partner up with NordVPN, a VPN service. And in fact, before I partner them up, I've been using them for years. They didn't even know that. They just reached out. They still probably don't know that, right? So this is a VPN solution, and basically it moves your traffic all around the world, depending on which region you select, so that no one knows where you're coming from and what you're doing and so forth, right? Secure internet, they claim they're the fastest. They have over 5,000 servers across the world, and you could jump between several servers if you wanted to. No logs, no logging of where you're coming from. You could use it on multiple devices, up to 6 devices at a time, and you could do it on your mobile too. It's not just for your computer. You could actually do this on the go too with your mobile phone. And they claim that they're so fast you could do streaming with it and so forth, right? So, I mean, I don't have to tell you guys this. What does Google know about you? Literally everything. If you're on Google, if you're on Chrome, you use Gmail, they know everything about you. How old you are, what your gender is, the sound of your voice. I don't know how they know that, but they do. Oh, probably from your phone. Your hobbies, your interests, your shopping, your relationship, who is your family, who are your friends, where you're at, what videos you watch, what you browse, your emails. They scan through your emails. That's how they can target ads against you. This is why Google stuff is free. That's why, because they want to know everything about you, right? So if you want to change that, you can use the Brave browser like I am, which I support. And you can get on a VPN. So NordVPN, if you're interested, use my link below. You get a big discount and a 1 month free to test it out. So they're my new affiliate. So check them out. All right, let's do some Q&A now. Get well soon, Jasper. Mike, Doge, Jasper. I don't know what you mean, Mike. A couple days ago, AMP was ranked 204 on Coinbase. Now it's 48. Obviously, error on the site. Best way to check CMC ranks and number. I mean, CMC is not going to be perfect. A lot of times they get things screwed up. But you could also use CoinGecko as an alternative. But, you know, sometimes they go by what projects report to them. So if projects don't report or there's some kind of mistake, usually they stay up for a long time. But I know AMP, you know what, has been doing very well, especially after Coinbase addition, right? They're number 48. I think this is right. About 2 billion. They were around this. They were like 1 point something billion before. So, yeah. But anyways, AMP is a great project. It's a great project. T-Fuel and Theta price prediction after 3.0 launch. No need for a price prediction. I like Theta. I like Theta, and they're the closest thing we have to decentralized YouTube and Twitch. They're a video streaming platform. They have a ton of traction, a ton of users already. And they're going full blown with NFTs and more T-Fuel staking now with elite edge nodes. There's a lot of things coming with ADA 3.0. So I'm looking forward to that. And that's the end of this month, I believe. End of this month or beginning of next month. Matt, appreciate that. Viva Las Vegas. Hard is going crazy. What are your thoughts on it? Hard Protocol is part of Kava. Kava is like an all-in-one DeFi ecosystem. Yeah, I don't know why Hard is pumping up 91%. That's crazy. But Hard Protocol and with Kava, basically they're built with the Cosmos SDK, and they represent like basically a lending and staking play. They're like kind of like all in one. You could put down collateral, or you could just contribute and gain a lot of interest. So they're kind of like all in one. Now this doesn't seem natural, so I would say watch out for anything that pumps up 100% within a day. The idea of building DeFi on a proof of work network over a proof of stake or something more efficient doesn't seem great from the perspective of distributed security environment. Yeah, this is the thing. This is the thing. Like, if you're truly concerned about security, then proof of work arguably is more secure than proof of stake. And this is the reason why that even projects like Ergo for Cardano is built with proof of work, because they're concentrated on DeFi. And when you have a bunch of miners, and you could say that it's wasting energy, but that bunch of miners is securing the network, which makes it infinitely harder for someone to do an attack or do something malicious. Okay, because you have so much mining power and you have so much energy that's geared towards that you could see as just basically securing the network, which you don't have with proof of stake. Now, some people argue proof of stake is just as secure, but you know what? I think proof of work is more secure, which is why Bitcoin has been the most secure network so far within the last 12 years. Knock on wood. I don't think I need to do that anyways, but it hasn't been hacked before. Do you think Vitalik donated all his SHIB tokens to India COVID relief fund as a part with changing his mind about crypto? Hey, it could be. Maybe they realized that, hey, these scam tokens are actually worth something and we should do something with it. Maybe, Patrick. I don't know. General, if you're part of the team, you should just change that name. You should change that name right now. Right now. I don't care if you say it's American dessert. No. That's not what people think of when they hear that name. You should change that name right now. Do I like volcanoes? I've never visited a volcano. Ever. And I don't really want to visit a volcano, to be honest. VeChain. I like VeChain. Someone said VeThor is doing well right now. Not really. Someone says VeThor is pumping. Between VeThor and VeChain, I definitely go with VET tokens, which doesn't inflate like VeThor. VeThor is meant to use for transactions, which they recently decreased the gas costs, so you don't need as much VeThor to make transactions. Oh. All right, I don't know who called me here. Sharon, appreciate that. Mina Protocol, Leonard, still seems interesting. Very, 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 very small blockchain, but I don't know if they can accomplish what they're trying to do with such a small blockchain. It's supposed to be very, 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 very lightweight. It still has all the things that everyone else offers, which is very interesting. Very interesting. ICP is I'm still neutral on. There's some parts to ICP that I just don't like. So, Origin Protocol. I think they're in the right space with NFTs, although NFTs is getting getting weaker because there's just oversaturation right now. Oversaturation. It was Future George calling. Then I missed out. All right, guys, that's it. So we got one more day before the weekend. We have one more day tomorrow. Let's see what happens. But obviously, we have very good news with El Salvador, and then we have more FUD about energy usage of Bitcoin, right? So they're kind of counteracting each other. However, I think this India news is very, very promising. If they can just altogether get rid of all the negativity about Bitcoin and crypto, and they can fully embrace it, that would be huge. And if they could somehow make it even legal tender, like El Salvador, that would be even bigger. But we'll see. Baby steps, first things first. Seems like they go deliberate in sometime in July. But you know what? This is seen very positive. And of course, outside of India and countries, we still have many, many, many big tech companies that is about to jump in. We still have Michael Saylor that's about to jump in. So things can move very, very, very quickly in the future. So stay strong. Don't believe in the charlatans. Don't believe in the evildoers. Believe in yourself. Don't let anyone FUD you out of your life-changing wealth. Become the person you set out to be and continue to hodl and stay the course. All right, so thanks for tuning in. Make sure you check out the new CryptosRUs website. Check out the new secret code. Oh, that reminds me before I leave. I got to give you guys a secret code because today's the announcement day. All right. So the first digit to the 6-month secret code, the first digit is 9. 9. Write that down. I'm not going to repeat that again. The first digit to the 6-digit code for the 200 entry is 9. 9. Okay? And as for the video secret code, I will show you guys this awesome video about XRP, and you guys can figure out from there. All right, have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.